welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my review for Creed 3. So this will be kind of a spoiler review because, well, be honest man, these movies are all the same. You know the hit for hit beats of these movies, they're all the same. So it'll be a kind of a spoiler one. I'll try not to go so much into it. But yeah, the movie is directed by Michael B. Jordan, which is his first time directing. It is for this movie. He also comes back as Adonis Creed. Tessa Thompson comes back as Bianca Creed, his wife. Their daughter, who is played by Mila Davis Kent, plays Amara Creed, the daughter. She plays her. Wood Harris as Tony Duke Burton as his trainer, and Jonathan Majors as Damian Anderson, who is the new antagonist for this movie. So a little bit about the story, just a little thing, is Adonis has been thriving in both his career and family life, but when a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaces, the face-off is more than just a fight. So yeah, pretty much the movie starts off with showing Adonis and Damian as younger kids and going to like a backroom boxing match. It looks like it is, where, you know, Adonis gives Damian's a bit older than him, but gives him a few pointers of the guy he's fighting and helps him win a first round knockout and that. But it shows how good Damian is. He's a top ranking amateur, it is, and he talks about what he wants to do. He wants to go to the Olympics, dominate the amateurs, then go to the Olympics and then become professional and win the titles and that. But unfortunately, a situation which Adonis starts stops at, and unfortunately Damian gets put away for 18 years. So pretty much, if you've seen the trailer, then you kind of know the rest. He comes back, Adonis tries to help him out and all that, but Damian's got a little chip on his shoulder against the world and against Adonis, and tries to push his way into a title fight with one of Adonis's fighters, who was world champion at the time. But he has a boxing match coming up against Drago from the last movie. So, and then we get in a situation where Drago can't fight, so that's how Damian gets put into that fight, and he wins, dominates it. But what you don't see in the other ones, and that Damian, he's a good boxer, but in the movie it shows he's a little bit of a cheat as well. He does little sneaky moves in the fight that gives him the advantage and that, so he wins that. And then it's pretty much Adonis trying to get revenge, not revenge, but takes him on, and kind of a build up to that last fight. So pretty much what can I say about this movie? It was a good movie overall. Very solid directorial debut by Michael B. Jordan. A little bit different for the fight scene towards the end. It was they started off like any other fight from the other movies, where you have a couple of rounds where they're boxing, blah blah blah. But in this one, instead of like going through the like some best of each, like clips from each round and all that, and meshing them together and having like more of a montage thing till you get to the last round. With this one, they kind of started off, and then all of a sudden then they're in a ring with nobody around them, and it's just them two slugging it out. It is, and like at one stage, like prison cells come up on the sides to say about Damian's incarceration at the time. You know, he's 18 years in prison, and then it's like an old, in the corner then it's like an old pillow or mattress in the pillow that's been wrapped around, saying, like, you know, how they used to box when they were younger and that. So it's a very different way they filmed the last fight scene in this. And Michael B. Jordan did say that he did take a lot of things from anime fights, and you can see it in some of the things, some of the punches, like he gets punched in the gut and it looks like his back comes out a little bit, you know, when you see that in fights in the cartoons, and then a lot of the sweat piling up. So yeah, the fight scenes were really good in this, to be honest. I wouldn't say they're as good as the previous movies or some of the Rocky ones, But it was a different take, and I did appreciate that they tried something a bit different just to get to the 12th round instead of showing the same montage. Pity for the rest of the movie is it is beat for beat similar to the last movies. They all hit the same beats. This does feel like it should have been a bit of a longer movie because they had little story arcs in this movie that didn't quite hit. There's one with the daughter and her punching a bully, and they talk about it a tiny bit, but they don't really carry on with it. There's another one with Adonis's mother keeping things away from him from a thing. They do a little bit for that, and I won't spoil that part of the movie. But if you've seen Rocky 3, it's kind of similar to that. It is. And pretty much, yeah, a couple of little storylines like that could have been a bit more in my eyes. It is. It's like the Adonis and Damien story is really good. It is. That could have been pushed a little bit better as well. Maybe not have the other arcs in it, just so they can push out a little bit more. Seem to do that in some films where they have a good storyline, but then they put a couple of little other story arcs in the movie or little story bits that take you out from that one a little bit. But yeah, that's the only couple of things. Yeah, like I said, the acting was really good. Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson's brilliant. Yeah, Jonathan Majors is another standout for this movie. He is really coming into his own now for these movies. He was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He was in a few movies before that I've seen him in and all. I can't remember the names of them now. But he is really becoming a really good actor, and I'm enjoying seeing him in. I'll enjoy seeing him in more movies, and I can't wait to see him as more of the Kangs in the MCU. It is. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan done a really good job directing, in my eyes, especially the fight scenes. Like I said, it's a bit of a difference from the other movies, so that was good as well. Another good soundtrack. They do play it up with the more modern things for these movies and that. But yeah, overall, really good movie. I don't think, for me, it's as good as the last two movies. Maybe on par with Creed 2, but Creed is the more superior movie out of the three of them. It is. Like I said, with Creed 2, Creed 3, they are pretty much a reboot of the Rocky series. Creed is a remake of Rocky, of the first Rocky, really, a reboot of that. Creed 2 is Rocky 4. This one feels a bit like Rocky 3. It does. On a little splashing of Rocky 5 as well. It is. So I'm interested to see if they do a fourth one, because I hear Tessa Thompson said she's down for a Creed 4, but after seeing this one, I really don't know where they would go after this. I think the movie also fails not having Rocky in it. I know they had their differences, creative differences. That's why Sylvester Stallone didn't come back for this. Or maybe he wasn't asked to come back for this. I'm not 100% sure. But missing him in it is... not having him in it did feel a little bit less of a movie. But I understand sometimes you can't have that major character, especially Rocky, carrying the franchise. If it's going to have a franchise on its own, it's got to grow on its own and all that. And I think this movie done a pretty good job without him, but it did miss a little bit without him. But then it would have just been more of a carbon copy of the last two. And this movie is similar to the last two, the beats for beats of them, especially the Rocky movies. They all are, but they are enjoyable music. But like I said, excellent acting, good direction, a good fight scene at the end. Just a few plots in the story I think could have gone a little bit further and that. But I would give this a solid 7 out of 10. I would. And definitely go and see it in the cinema. It looks great up on the big screen. And the steelbooks just come for pre-order on Zavi, and it looks a very nice steelbook, so I might have to get that. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Creed 1 and 2 on steelbook are on sale on Zavi right now for £20. So it's kind of a bargain for two 4K movies in a steelbook, £20. And if it's like on some things, you get a little 10% off and all that. So very nice indeed. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and tell me what you think of the Creed franchise or the Rocky franchise in that. And if you'd like to see more videos, I guess, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.